Alright, let's be real here. SSDs are the way to go in 2025. They're fast, silent, power efficient, and they just make your system feel snappy and more responsive. But even with all that hype, hard drives haven't died off for a reason. And honestly, they're still very relevant in today's gaming and creative builds. If you're building a PC right now or upgrading your PC, you're probably asking yourself, should I still include a hard drive or is SSD the way to go? So today, I'm breaking it all down: speed, price, performance, capacity, durability, and why in some cases using both is actually the smartest move you can make. Are you still using a hard drive in 2025? If yes, what for? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let's not waste any time here, guys. SSDs are way faster than hard drives. We're talking load times under 10 seconds for most modern games, blazing fast window boots, and near instant file transfers. NVMe drives, on the other hand, especially Gen 4 and Gen 5, are ridiculously fast. Like the critical P3 Plus I saw the other day, 2 terabyte Gen 4, and it pushes over 5,000 megabytes of read time speeds. That's wild. Compared to a regular hard drive that might do what? 150 megabytes on a good day? And for games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, or COD, Warzone, having them on an SSD isn't just nice, it's a necessity. It improves load times, helps with texture streaming, and prevents stutters, especially in big open map games. But here's the thing, that kind of performance isn't free. SSDs may be fast, but you're paying for that speed. A decent 2 terabyte NVMe SSD right now, you're looking at $100 to $130. Go to a 4 terabyte, it's closer to $200, sometimes even more. Now, look at hard drives. For the same price, you can get a 4 terabyte or even a 6 terabyte hard drive. And if you shop around and catch sales, you might even snag and score an 8 terabyte hard drive for under $150. That's massive. Let's break that down. A $100 2 terabyte SSD costs you 5 cents per gigabyte. A 4 terabyte hard drive at $90, that's about 2.2 cents per gigabyte. That matters if you're someone who installs dozens of games or downloads content regularly, especially if you don't want to delete and reinstall every week. So while SSDs are better in performance, hard drives are still and absolutely dominant when it comes to value per gigabyte. This is where a lot of people mess up, unfortunately. You don't need to put everything that you download on your SSD. That's just wasting premium storage, and over time, it's going to make your system overall run slower and slower the more storage you use, especially if you're downloading everything on your OS drive. So here's what you should do and what you should put on your SSD. One, for always put your OS on there. So even if you're playing on Windows, Linux, whatever, put your OS on your SSD. Your most played games like Fortnite, COD, Apex, or whatever games, Grand Theft Auto, whatever games that you mainly play every single day, put those games on your SSD. Your core apps like OBS, Premiere, Discord, things that you just like to run fast, come up faster, or whatever the case may be. Other than that, here's what belongs on your hard drive. Older games you rarely play, but you do play occasionally. Game backups or mod folders. Your clips. Let's say you're a content creator or you're somebody that just records gameplay of you playing video games. You will want to download all your stuff on a hard drive and not your SSD, taking up the precious space, reducing performance as well. So next up, and then you also, for large assets like textures, like if you do like your 3D rendering or 3D editing, you will want to make sure that you have all those big 4 or 5 terabyte files to be on your hard drive, because you don't want that to be on your SSD or your OS drive, because that's going to make your PC either slower or you're using that storage for the wrong things. Now, you can always use the storage for what you want. So keep that in mind. The idea here is to use your SSD for speed and your hard drive for storage. If you're a content creator or a gamer with a tons of files, the separation keeps things fast and organized. I had someone in the comments tell me their hard drive failed just because they moved their PC too hard and it bumped something and it broke. That's real. Hard drives are mechanical. They've got spinning disks, moving heads, lots of fragile parts. One good bump while the system's on, boom, dead drive. SSDs, on the other hand, are all solid state. No moving parts at all. They're practically immune to shock damage. You can literally shake one and it'll be perfectly fine. So if we're going to LAN events, taking your PC to your friend's place, or even just cleaning it out and moving it around your house for, movie nights or whatever the case may be, SSDs are the safer option. Here's the golden rule in 2025. Build hybrid. You don't need to go all SSD right away. In fact, if you're on a budget, that's not even a smart thing to do. Get yourself a fast 1 terabyte, or if you got the budget, a 2 terabyte SSD for your core system. And then get a large 4 terabyte or 6 terabyte for everything else, or whatever gigabytes that you can afford in your budget. That's what I tell everyone. Gamers, streamers, editors. You get performance boosts for your main apps and games, but you've also got space for days for anything else that you want to do or want to download. And if SSD prices keep falling like they have been over the last couple years, you can always just upgrade to have a fully solid state storage PC. But starting off with that, you want to start off with balance. That's how you build smart in 2025. What's one file taking up the most space in your PC right now? Let me know down in the comments below. So, quick shout out to some of the brands that I've used and trusted for builds that I've built before, or some that's in my current PC. So, for SSDs or NVMe drives, Critical, I really like their brands, especially the P3 Plus Gen 4 and their Gen 5 drives. Samsung is a great, reliable storage. I've never had a problem with a Samsung drive. If you have, let me know down in the comment section below. I want to know your story about that and how did it make you feel. Another cheaper one is like a Silicon Power or a Team Group. Those are two ones that I do put in my like budget systems, and that's the ones that, like, when they're cheap, those are the ones I go for. So yeah, for hard drives, these two brands, it's only two brands that I really recommend. I recommend Western Digital for me. It never failed for me. But the Seagate Barracudas, they're good, they're budget friendly, but I've had those fail on me more often than the Western Digitals. Also, if you had the opposite, let me know down in the comments section below. I want to know you guys' experience. So now, none of this is sponsored, guys. So let's just be real. None of this is sponsored. Nobody's sponsoring us. I've just used these drives in my builds personally, and I'm telling you from personal experience which ones held up for me and which ones haven't. So, boom. Are you rocking a hybrid setup, or are you thinking of switching to it soon? Let me know down in the comment section below. So yeah, SSDs are the future. No question about it. But hard drives, they're still holding it down. They're still valuable in 2025 and still worth including in your build. You're not behind the times for just using a hard drive. You're just a smarter builder, if anything. So, if y'all guys like this video, smash that like button, drop your story setup in the comments, subscribe if you want me to talk about more real stuff like this. And like I always say, guys, peace out, Taqzn Tech crew.